What's up? It's SnakeCinemaReviews, and yesterday morning I watched the new live action Mulan, and I watched it at 6 a.m. because I wanted to see it first thing in the morning before work, and I have some thoughts on it. Let's go with the positives. The positives. This is a very more mature. And by mature, I'm not saying that kids can't watch it. Kids can definitely watch it. It's very tame. It's PG-13, but it's very mild PG-13. I think some of the younger kids will not be feeling the fight sequences, in my opinion. It just depends on the age and the sensitivity of the child. But the fight scenes, top-notch. Cinematography, superb. The acting, the girl who played Mulan, I'm not going to lie. When I first started seeing all the promotions and the million trailers that Disney kept dropping, she never smiled at any of the stuff. And I was like, if this girl's going to have a resting bitch face the whole movie and show no personality, I might have to kill this movie. I was afraid. I was scared. Luckily, that's not the case. She showed some comedy. She showed, a personality, so my fears were softened on that, because I was scared watching the promos. I said, this girl gonna be looking mean the whole movie. I might not be liking this Mulan, but no, she showed personality. So the head actress, great. The villains, oh my fucking god. Out of all the live action remakes, I think Luke Evans in Beauty and the Beast was a perfect guest star. He played that character well. And comedy-wise, I loved his rendition. But these villains in Mulan, I think they're the top-notch villains of all the live-action remakes, if you do not include 101 Dalmatians, because Glenn Close got that on lock as Cruella de Vil. But all the rest of these live-action remakes, these villains, they got a new witch in it, and her story arc is amazing. The big bad guy, I think they call the group the Rohan group, their leader, awesome. He might scare some of the kids a little bit, but he was awesome. I absolutely love these villains. Amazing. And let's see what else positives. The changes they made. They added some scenes. They gave us Mulan as a child growing up, and they took away a few things, like the whole, it's not a soundtrack, it's not a musical. They took away the songs, and they took away Mushu and stuff like that. But the takeaways did not dampen or dampen the movie at all. Very good. I like the changes. I like the added scenes. I like the new villains. It was amazing. Top notch. Negatives. I don't really think I have much negatives. I would say that there were certain parts that kind of slowed down for me. I want to say, when she's training to be a soldier in the army, it was just, I don't know. They showed the camaraderie and how she went from not being friends with none of the boys in the camp to them growing and becoming a friendship group. They even added more guys. I think it was a group of 5 of them instead of the 3 guys in the animated series. I think that I like those characters. I like those side characters, and I'm glad that they did try to make it, seem like, okay, she's growing, she's learning to trust these guys. These guys are learning to trust her, and they're becoming good friends, coming a unit. But I feel like they could have knocked a few minutes off that. And that was really it. I mean, the movie wasn't long, but I feel like some of that segment could have been shaving off just a tad bit, just a little bit, and it would have been perfect timing, perfect, story. But out of all the Disney live action remakes, I have a infinity for the Jungle Book. I don't care what nobody say, I love the Maleficent movies. Dumbo was a treat for me, but Dumbo was so far removed that the nostalgia for it wasn't, people weren't bitching about that as much, because that movie, the original, was so far removed and had some racist crows in it. But I love the new Dumbo, and so this is up there. This is top 5. I want to say, honestly, Mulan, in my opinion, is probably number 2 best live action remake so far of this batch of remakes, because I still love 101 Dalmatians. Honestly, I put that top tier, but it happened so long ago. Well, not really long ago, but it happened so many years ago that some people don't consider it in this new batch of remakes. But I would say Mulan is probably top 2 of my favorite, maybe top 3 of my favorite live action remakes. Again, some of the fight sequences are amazing, but if you're watching it with your little babies, it might be a little too much for them. There was no blood or anything, but I'm just saying, some kids might be too sensitive to seeing a spear or an arrow go into somebody's chest. You know what I'm saying? So take caution in that. But it's very tame, PG-13. It's very that movie was amazing. I loved it. I watched it twice. I gave family members the codes to go watch it since I paid $30. But amazing. I highly recommend it. If you want to wait to December 4th when it's free for all Disney Plus subscribers, that's fine, because I get it. Some families aren't as big as mine. We got 10 people in my house because I got a lot of siblings and nieces and nephews. So some families aren't as big as ours, but for me and my household, $30 was nothing. It's actually cheaper than watching it in the movie theater if all of us were to go to the movie theater. But for some families, you might not think $30 is not much. So if you want to wait till December 4th, I ain't mad at you for it, but it's worth it. It's very good, very amazing. They did a good job. The director, I'm glad they had a female director on this. She did a great job. The acting was great. Cinematography was great. And the voice actor of the animated Mulan, she makes a cameo in it, and it was worth it. I wasn't expecting it, but I was like, when she showed up, I said, what the, I hollered. I was like, they got her. So she made a small cameo. It's small, but it's so good. And I wish that all the live action remakes did this, at least to the actors who are still alive. They would have like small cameos in the live in the live action for us Disney fans to see. That would have been amazing if all of them did like the Stan Lee cameos that he did in Marvel. If we could get all like the Disney princesses to come out and do their small cameos in these live action remakes, man, that tickled my soul. That made me happy to see her face. And I was like, yes, they got her. And so this was just all around a great film. Again, if you don't think $30 is worth your wallet because of the pandemic, because of unemployment, all this other stuff, then wait till December 4th when it's free for all Disney Plus subscribers. But if you're a true Disney fan like me and you can afford it, or you got a big family like me, watch it. It's well worth it. I watched it twice. I watched it once by myself and again with my nieces, and my nieces loved it. They absolutely loved it. They asked could they see the other Mulans, the animated, because they're so young that they didn't grow up and watch the animated Mulan like I did. So when they found out it's a Mulan, animated Mulan and Mulan 2, we had a Mulan marathon last night. We really did, and they enjoyed it. So I highly recommend it. Great film. Disney, y'all did a great job. Everybody involved in it, from behind the scenes to on camera, amazing. Loved it. And that is it for Snake Cinema Reviews. I am your host, Prince Elias, and I will check y'all in the next video. Like, comment, and subscribe. Peace.